Did you know that keeping your money in a traditional savings account could actually be costing you money? It feels safe, but you're quietly losing purchasing power every single year. In this video, we're breaking down why your savings account is losing you money, what to do instead, and how to protect your cash from inflation. If you've ever looked at your growing bank balance and wondered why it doesn't stretch as far, this is for you. Let's start with inflation versus savings. Inflation is the silent tax that makes your money worth less over time. A gallon of milk that cost $3 a few years ago now costs $4.50. That's not just inflation. That's lost purchasing power. Now here's the problem. The average traditional savings account in 2025 pays about 0.45% in interest. Meanwhile, inflation is sitting at 3.5%. Do the math. If you have $10,000 in a regular savings account, you're earning $45 a year. But inflation is eating away about $350 in value. So even if your balance says $10,045, your money buys less. A lot less. This is why inflation versus savings matters. Your balance might be growing slowly, but your actual spending power is shrinking even faster. So what's the better option? High-yield savings accounts. High-yield savings accounts aren't investments, but they are way better than the typical accounts at big banks. They're usually offered by online banks with fewer overhead costs, which lets them offer you much better savings account interest. Right now in 2025, some high-yield savings accounts are offering between 4 and 5% annual interest. That's a big jump from the old-school rate of 0.45%. Let's go back to our example. Same $10,000, but now in a high-yield savings account earning 4.5%. That's $450 in a year. Compared to just $45 in a regular account, that's 10 times more growth. Plus, your money stays safe and accessible. These accounts are FDIC insured. No risk, no market exposure, just better returns. High-yield savings accounts are perfect for emergency funds, short-term goals, and cash you don't want tied up in investments but still want to grow. Look for accounts with no monthly fees, no minimums, and automatic compounding. Good options include Ally Bank, Marcus by Goldman Sachs, Discover Online Savings, and American Express Personal Savings. So why don't big banks offer this? Because they rely on most people not paying attention. They assume you won't bother switching accounts. Meanwhile, they use your deposits to make money and pass almost none of it back to you. That's why it's up to you to take the initiative. The good news? Opening a high-yield savings account takes less than 15 minutes. Now let's talk about how to use one strategically. First, make it your emergency fund. You should aim to save 3 to 6 months of expenses. This money needs to be accessible, safe, and earning as much as possible without being at risk. A high-yield savings account checks all 3 boxes. Second, use it for short-term goals. If you're saving for a trip, a wedding, or a house down payment in the next year or two, don't put that money into the stock market. Keep it in a high-yield savings account so it grows without risk. Third, automate your savings. Set up a recurring transfer from checking to savings each payday. Even $50 a week adds up. With a high yield rate, you're making your savings work harder for you without lifting a finger. Let's run the numbers. $50 a week at 4.5% interest adds up to over $5,500 in just 2 years. And you didn't do anything except stay consistent. This frees you up to focus your investing elsewhere while still optimizing your savings. So let's recap. Traditional savings accounts feel safe, but they're quietly draining your wealth. That's the harsh reality of inflation versus savings. If you're earning less than 1% while inflation is over 3%, you're losing money every year. High-yield savings accounts help close that gap. They won't make you rich, but they protect the value of your money. And that's just as important. Your emergency fund? Keep it in a high-yield savings account. Short-term goals? Same thing. Want to stop your cash from quietly losing value? You know what to do. If this video helped you rethink your saving strategy, hit that like button And if you're ready to start making smarter financial moves, subscribe to Wealth Wisdom Academy. We break down money in a way that actually makes sense. Thanks for watching. Remember, your money should work just as hard as you do. Don't let it sit in a low-interest account while inflation chips away at it. Take control and make the switch.